Hey everybody, it's Shelly from Soft Spot Stamping. Hey, I know it's been a while since I've gotten a video to you, but things have just been crazy. I did go to our national convention on stage in November in Salt Lake City and had a total blast. And one of the things that we learned or we did while we were there is talked about why we do what we do. And as you can see, my name is, I chose Soft Spot Stamping, and I think I've shared some things with you guys before about how everything means something, and I just, I can get very emotional sometimes, and I love doing what I do. I have fun making cards and sending cards, so watch out, because 2018 is going to shape up to be a fantastic year. I just know it in my heart, and I want to share that with you. So if you want to join along Soft Spot Stamping ride, ride bicycle, get it? Just let me know. But today, one of the things that I thought I would start doing is that I kind of want to keep a theme. I find it's easier for me if I focus on one thing. I can come down to my studio and just be all about making cards, and sit down and just go from here to there to there to here to here to there and never get anything done. So I really want to focus. And what I did today, now I'm not able to show you where I got the inspiration from this just yet. I'll post that on my Facebook page and on my blog. But I saw a Christmas home decor item in a store recently, and it just had the bike and it said Merry Christmas. It had a Christmas tree on the back, and I think it might have had some flowers, or no, it had a wreath right here. I don't have a wreath. I don't have a Christmas tree, but you can see I put a little doggy with his little Christmas scarf on, and then I put a basket full of flowers, and not that they're poinsettias, but they, just vivid imagination, they might be. So keep it simple Sunday, okay? I'm going to keep it simple today. I say that, and then I'm going to tell you this one does get a little, there's a lot to do here, but it is using one stamp set, Bike Ride. I did have to go and find a sentiment, and since I was doing this one Christmas theme, Flurry of Wishes came with the Merry Christmas, and then one framelit set, some dies, Build a Bike framelits. Now, one of the things that 2017 held in store for me was I did a 25-mile bike ride. Yay! Oh my gosh, I hurt so bad afterwards, but I did it. So that was the fun part. So I bought the bike set, and I sent thank you cards to those who donated for the bike ride, and I just fell in love with this bike. And so today I'm going to do really quickly for you the Merry Christmas bike. I guess this little doggie's getting ready to deliver some flowers to somebody. So let's see how it's done. There's some cool little things that happen in here too. First off, you want to take your Real Red. I used Real Red cardstock as the base, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half, and crease it. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side. Now, the next thing is my garden green. You can see the garden green underneath. I used a piece of cardstock that was 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So we're going to pull my little trimmer here, and we're going to cut that. Now I'm going to cut it, if I can pick it up, I'm going to cut it here. So it's going to be 5, well, okay, 5 1/8, Shelly, not 5 7/8. 5 1/8 is going to be right here. I had to mark here on my pad where 5 1/2 was, so I could remember that. So that's why it's easy for me to go right there. So I get 5 1/8, and then 3 7/8. A little bit easier there. Okay, and we're going to put that off to the side as well. Now the next piece that I used is where I stamped. I kind of stamped, but I also stamped and popped. So we're going to cut, pop, glue down. We're going to 3-dimensionalize it, okay? So let me do this while I have the trimmer out here. I'm going to do my Quilted Christmas, and I chose one of the patterns. There are many different patterns in this cardstock, and if you see something you like, just know that you have less than a month to get that in your hands, because it goes away January 1st. So for this one, I actually cut this one 5 1/8 by 1.5, and I think I might be 5 1/8 right here, because that's what I cut. Yep. And so then I'm just going to cut a strip that's 1.5. Okay, put that off to the side, put that to the side. Now, for this, I'm going to go ahead and cut my Whisper White, and I did 4 inches by 2 3/4. Now, that might seem a little weird, a little wonky size, but I tell you, I cut it down and I kept cutting it down until I wanted it. I just had this vibe of what I wanted. So I didn't want, and you can see this goes right here, I didn't want the white background to fill up the whole card. I wanted some of the background stuff to show through. So that's why I did it that way. Now, trimmer, I'm going to put away. Here is our working piece of cardstock that we're going to stamp on. Now I'm stamping standing up, so bear with me here because I'm really trying. Okay, so a lot of what you see here is included in here. So we're going to stamp and cut, stamp and cut. I'm actually going to stamp, stamp, cut, 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 however you want to look at it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Memento ink pad and I'm going to ink up and get my bicycle on there. And I love the photopolymer because you can see if the ink came through. Okay, so I'm going to stamp, and I'm not showing you what I'm doing here. So we're going to move up just a tad. And we're going to lay down our bicycle. Be very careful with the Memento. You want to let it dry a little bit. It does kind of retain some ink. I need 2 wheels for my bicycle because I'm not doing a unicycle. Stamp one there. Stamp one there. Now, this next little piece, I was so confused earlier because it didn't come out and I'm like, what's going on? So what I was looking for was this little back piece on the bike here that you can pop or you can put on and you have your little dog ride on it, right? But I couldn't get that piece to cut out, but it did. I just didn't know it. So we're going to stamp that right now because it will come out black for me in the Memento. And I'm going to stamp that right here. Okay. Memento's done, right? Memento is done, yes. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side. And my Memento's drying. While that's drying for just a second, I got to run and grab some adhesives for us. So hang on. Okay, coming back. Of course, I tried to prepare and get everything in order and left off my adhesives. We would never get a card together. All right, so one of the things that I did after the fact on this one was when I had put down the bike and everything was around it, I wanted some pop. And I looked back through, and you can actually add color to your handlebars, your seat, and your pedal. How do you do that, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. So there are 3 pieces. Probably easier to show you on here. There's our seat. There's our pedal. There's our handlebars. They are so tiny. And my Real Red ink pad is juiced up and it likes to spread. So what I did was, so I could see, I don't have blocks for everything, but I put them together like that. So on one side I get the seat. And you know what? I'm going to take this off right now so I can see. Be careful because if you can see, I got a little bit of ink in the corner and I don't want to get that on my bike. So I'm going to stamp my bike seat. I'm going to line it up. You'll see my hair. No comments about the gray. There's our bike seat. Okay. So now I'm going to move the pedals up just a little bit so I can see through the other side and stamp. Here's my pedal, inked up. And we're going to go, this one was the hardest one for me and I don't know why. It came off just a little bit wonky. There, it did pretty good. A little bit wonky, but wonky's my new word. Now on this one, I used the dog. These are our handlebars. So I'm going to ink up. And I'm going to grab a paper towel because I got ink all over my corner. And I don't want to get that down. So we'll take that off. And I tell you, the Real Red does like to stick, so, and stain. Alright, so we're going to go right here. And there's our handlebars. Alrighty, so everything red is inked up there. We will come back to the real red here in a bit. If I can find my flowers. There they are. Okay. Because what I want to do on the cardstock that we used on the card is that we'll stamp this. Okay. All right. So let's get Mr. Big over here. Mr. Big, haha, like Mr. Big, right? Sex in the City, right? Okay. So here's my Mr. Big Shot. And I'm using the magnetic platform and the 2 plates. And we're going to take, now the cool thing is you can do more than one. See what I mean by the red? I'm going to show you. The red smudges sometimes. Well, it just disappeared. Maybe it was just a piece of paper or something. I've got ink all over my hand. We're just going to be careful. All right, so you want to line this up. Now you can do more than one cut at the same time. In fact, you're not seeing what I'm doing. Let's move him up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I just laid down my framelit for the wheel. I'm going to put my bicycle down and line it up. You know what? There's going to be just an edge on everything you do. So just be careful. And then on this one, you just want to line him up over what you stamped. Okay? Lay your plate down and pray that they don't move. And crank it through. Alright, wheel this sucker back through. I'm going to get my bike. There's my bike. Bike. One wheel. Now here's where I got confused last time because I wanted this little basket thing and I really thought it was a flag for the bike, but it's just it's the tray thing. You see it gets stuck in here. So I take my piercing tool and I poke it out, and we'll do that here in just a minute. Let's get one more wheel cut, and then I'm going to use a piece of crumb cake cardstock here because I want this little basket. So cute little basket, and we're going to need our paper piercer for that as well. We're just going to lay him down. He doesn't get stamped, he just gets cut. Crank it through. Alright. And we're going to have to pop him out too because you can see he's stuck on the inside. Get our other wheel. And I should have everything cut that we need for now. Okay. I'm going to move the Big Shot back. Not drop it on my foot. I'm going to grab the paper piercing tool. And I'm going to show you here what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just punch a couple of the holes out, and you see he comes right out. Right? And then I'm just going to, you can see the little basket weave needs to go bye-bye. So just take your piercing tool and go through that. And then on the basket part, you just have to take it and punch him out. And there's your basket tool. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now we've got everything cut like that. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is the lay down of this is the most critical. So what I did to make this super easy for me anyway was I took my glue dots and I just took one, and actually I'm going to show you. I just took one here. If he doesn't want to come up, there we go. And then I took one on the front end too. Now this one I actually did roll up just a tad because it seems that piece is bigger than the little mini glue dot. So we're just going to put that right there. Well, come on, lay down for me. There, nope. There you go. Okay, now the front wheel is a little easier to do, so I'm just going to pop that one on. Okay, now there's another trick that I wanted to do and I didn't do it. because I learned something. But what I learned was that in order to get this to lay down and this to lay down better, use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. And cut these out using that, and then all you have to do is peel off the background and lay them down. I didn't do that, and I should have. So for here, what I'm going to do is I want the wheel to go here, but this needs to go here as well. Oh, don't lay it down. So this little tab goes out to the front, so I'm going to stick it. Then I'm going to take my wheel and stick it down. And this is movable enough that you can adjust. Okay, groovy. All right, so now we sit it down here, and we're not ready to attach the shed because I want to pop the bike up, but I need to put some other things. Down. So what I did to make this pretty easy was I just lined up the basket. I did not stick the basket down, and I kind of got a feel for where I wanted my flowers. So I'm going to take Real Red and ink up the flowers from Bike Ride. And again, I don't want ink to get all over my card. And this one was this is the time that I've had it mess up all the time. So be very careful with your red ink on this one, with your Real Red. Okay, so wish me luck, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off, and I'm just going to go right about here. Perfect. Okay, the red's a little different in some places. Okay, but that's okay. Flowers, Mother Nature's not perfect, right? So our basket's going to go there. Next, I need to stamp my dog. Got to get the doggy in. So what I did with the dog is I put him on outline. I used chocolate chip. And you're going to use the same method that you did for the flowers, which is just kind of hold your place and figure out where you want that dog. Now the dog, I actually just did a little bit differently. I stamped him right there because, like I said, this little piece moves a little bit. So there you have that. And since I wanted to add some color, what I did, and actually, you know what, where's my scarf? I have a scarf here. There's my scarf. Hang on just a second. Let's just ink up the scarf. And while we have the garden green out, we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment too. So we're going to ink up the scarf in garden green. And again, it's just practice to line it up. It's kind of fun. It's a challenge, but you know. There's his scarf. That looks so cute. And now we're going to take this away, and we're going to Merry Christmas it up. And I got to show you what I what I did with Merry Christmas. I'm actually going to use this piece here. So we're going to stamp. Make sure we're inked up pretty good. There we go. Okay. Now we can put our baby together. Going faster than you thought, right? You were like, oh my gosh, she's got a lot of stuff. This is going to be a problem, and it's really not. So one of the things that I wanted was, you can see here, Merry Christmas. I really wanted to say Merry Christmas. So I dug out that stamp from Flurry of Wishes. There are no sentiments on the Bike Ride. So I just needed something simple. So I went simple, and then I said I wanted it to stand out. So I pulled my Everyday Label Punch, and I punched it. And you're going to freak out a little bit because you're going to say, oh my gosh, it's not lined up. Okay. So here's what happened when I did it. To me, this was too big for that. So what did I do? This is a trick. Pulled out my trusty trimmer. And there's an easy way to do this. I say that I'm struggling to get what I need. Okay, so to hold your punch, use a Post-it, okay? And just line it up where you want to cut it. And for me, it was right about here. There's a line there, and so I'm going to go, I can take my Post-it and just move it a little bit up so I can line that up, right? Okay, cut the bottom part off, do the same thing on this side, line it up just so, lay it down just so. Got a little close to the Mary, but you know what? It works. You just made your very own label. Mine a little crooked, but I made my very own label. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do too is I colored in the centers of my flowers, and I used the So Saffron Stampin' Write markers. So there, we have a little bit of color. The tricky part for me, because I didn't use that self-adhesive paper, is getting this basket on. So I take my glue dot and I roll it into a really tight little line, and it's going to touch through just a tad, but it's not enough that it's really going to stick to anything. Okay, so I squeeze it in. I'm going to put my bike where I think I want to go. We're going to line our basket up to catch the flowers. There we go. And it's okay that there's a flower in the basket. I freaked out at first, but it's okay. So then we've got everything there. I do want to do one other thing. There's a stamp for the inside of the dog. You can stamp inside and make him color. I'm just using my Crumb Cake Stampin' Write marker because to me it was just easier, and I just want to give him a little color. You could also, if you do this on the right paper, you could use the Stampin' Blends and really give him some highlights. For me, this was just about getting him to look a little less white. I just wanted to give him some brown. Maybe he's a dirty dog. He's been playing in the mud. There we go. Okay, easy part now. Pop dots. I'm sorry, Stampin' Dimensionals, right? Right. Dot, dot. Peel the back. Oh, and you guys didn't see me do that. Peel the back off. Peel the back off. Take it. And we're going to line up where we need to line it up. Not too shabby, eh? Okay. Now for adhering my grid paper, and you know what, guys, I'm going to have to step away again and grab another bottle of multi-purpose adhesive. Oh no, there we go. We got some. Woo. I have it all over me too. See? Okay. So I just put some multi-purpose adhesive on my DSP. And I just kind of aligned it. I went in the middle. I toyed with going up, going down. I just decided in the middle was fine. Then I took more multi-purpose and I glued down. And I wanted it offset towards the bottom. There we go. Okay, now there's a magic trick that I did here. I put some ribbon on. This ribbon is white organza ribbon, and it is coming out very, very, very soon. You can get it starting January 3rd. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to leave it off, but I'm going to pop up my sentiment. Where'd my Merry Christmas go? There it is. Okay, so I want to pop up my Christmas with dimensionals. And then I'm just going to take all right, you ready? Ready, ready, ready. Look, ladies and gentlemen, how stinking cute is this? Right, your little doggy's getting ready to go deliver packages, go deliver the flowers to your Christmas folks, whoever that might be. So there you have it, a little bit of fun with the bike ride and Build-A-Bike framelits. I hope you've enjoyed it today. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a Keep It Simple Sunday every week, and this one was pretty easy for me. I think you'll find it might be. I know the video lasted about 30 minutes. The list of supplies that I used will be posted on the blog. If you have any questions, there right now, quickly, we are having an online clearance sale. So check out some of the stuff that's going away, some of the stuff that that Stampin' Up! Has great prices on for those last minute Christmas gifts. And if you want a Christmas gift from Stampin' Up!, tell your family to contact me and we'll get that set up for you. We'll get a gift certificate just for you. You can pick out everything you want, and starting January 3rd, it's celebration. So you'll get to pick out, you get free stuff when you purchase more stuff. So watch the blog for details on that, and hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.